Know about this painting then, Lee?
What's your inspiration to start painting something like that?
If I'm being truthful, I don't really know what I'm doing until I actually put paint on canvas. I don't draw anything. There's no pre-hand sketching or preparation. Started here, and I don't know if your camera can pull in on that, but there's Adam and Eve here, and there's the tree of life. And if you can go over this after I've told you about it, there's the devil and there's a wave that's washing away innocence. And below are the roots, and they're the roots of evil running through the dollar bill. You see all these dollar bills, and then for some reason I put my hand in, and there's a crown of thorns there. So we've got Adam and Eve reaching up for apple, and above it we've got the big apple. Just kind of signifies something, I would have thought. Below we've got this bed of poppies, which we show as a mark of respect for people who've been in conflict, and why not, and rightly so. But as a contrast, in Afghanistan and other places we've got these poppies which are being used to wreck people's heads. So it's a bit bizarre really, isn't it, you know? So we've got the big apple.
Yeah, but it's true, isn't it?
It's true, yeah. Then at the other side, we've got Dome of the Rock. No religious connotations here, people. Just the massive contrast, and we've got the American flag, because it's touching everything. Everywhere in the world, America's like got a little fingerprint on something. Whether that's good or bad, I don't know. So,
that's true as well.
You know, we've got this soldier stood in front of the cenotaph and a drone flying through back. Originally I thought, well, it might look like a cross until people look at it within, you know, any detail. And then we've got this soldier holding this ball and chain. And I don't know, you know, I think early on in life when you're sort of just starting out and you're working, you think of all sorts of weird things. I think I wrote a poem and I said, my life hangs between a ball and chain and a fruit machine. Which is nuts. And then that other painting there, an early one, is called Caviar and Lies. And we've got Twin Towers, and I'm no conspiracy theorist really. So it started from nowhere. Once again, we've got this clown, we've got the all-seeing eye up here, and he's on a tightrope and clown's pulling string. Somewhat clearly untoward happened there, but I'm not going to go into detail and say what I think because I don't really know. I don't think any of us do, and there's that many theories.
Trouble is, we'll never find out.
We'll never find out. So we've got these dominoes, which are and spots of ladybirds flying over and knocking over at dollar bill, and it says Caviar and Lies, and we've got all these souls up in top. And once again, I suppose it all springs from bits of writing that I do, and I did a poem years ago that weren't connected to this, but it springs to mind, and you go, news in the city sees share prices rise and cats grow fat on caviar and lies. And you know, it's true. That's exactly how it
works.
happens.
It does work. It does.
Yeah, but so yeah, just a couple of paintings, just sort of random. I don't know, random thoughts. They don't start with any rhyme or reason. I'll just get the paint and stick it on canvas. I've not had a sketch of that clown. He's just evolved. I did have a sketch at Soldier. I would be lying if I said I didn't, because I did. But everything else is just there, you know. And that's just basically how they go. You know, there's another one there. You're probably not going to be able to see it. That's the first one I ever did. And the lighting conditions are pretty bad.
Yeah, you can get away with it, I think. Just
Yeah.
roughly.
So there you go, Lee. Just a few paintings. Just before you close down, have a look at this one. I just sort of had a mad few years where I painted, but bearing in mind I never picked a brush up in my life, and that noise you can hear on camera, you know, is my granddaughter. Well, this one's interesting. That's the kind of thing I like to paint. It's called Touching Faith, and obviously you'd have to look at it for a while to try and suss out what's happening in picture, but it's all about celibacy in my head, in my mind. And we've got a nun, you see her outline, and then you've got the inner woman, and then we've got temptation, and then if you look at these feet, we've got Christ in her head. And it's all about, it's not my struggle. I'm just trying to imagine what it must be like to give yourself to God. Mm-hmm. Do you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not a devout religious person, but I have full respect for people that are, you know, to go to that length. Yeah. There we go. So lots of others. I had a little attempt at the Picasso type artwork, which I like. It's probably one of my favourite paintings, that. And
for some reason it really stands out, that.
yeah, I like it. I don't know why really myself, and I haven't named it, but I call that one the bull. I think it looks like a bull.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
Like a cartoon bull.
It's the eyes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just where they are. There's just, and I seem to draw a lot of eyes, or paint a lot of eyes, and I don't know why. But eyes feature. I know obviously everybody who's a person or an animal, they have two eyes usually, but I put eyes in everything. I mean, there's a painting there that's just full of them, and you know, I think this buggy wanted to chase us around, but you got that one. Don't ask me what it means. But so I'm not even going to begin to explain it. But there's lots of things in it. But I don't think there's any mystical element to it, by the way, people. It's just a weird painting. But it probably just shows the workings of my mind, and it's sort of rocking with strange things that have took place throughout my life. And there you go. And there's the big one in the other room. Oh yeah, let's have a look at that before we.
Yeah, you can do if you want.
Sort of say goodbye to this. Oh yeah, that's the madness of Van Gogh, and he's there, look. And once again, an eye, but we've got the genie and the absinthe bottle, and we've got well, in my head, how he must have felt to be such a genius.
I know.
And paint with such passion, paint with such vibrance. And I don't know. Was it ever good enough for him? I don't know, mate. And then this was the last one I painted. So you can see I picked a brush up since the 21st of the 10th, 15. And just, it's not really, he started with a little boat on water and it's just evolved into that. I just like big canvases. So I'll go down and buy some canvas from one of the shops in Bridlington, buy some timber and just make.
Who's that sitting there from the couch? Did your eyes in?
Yeah. Yeah. And imagine contrast if you're on edge of some great city and you're in a little tiny fishing boat and you've got a cormorant and you're looking at that and you're just forging a life for yourself, catching fish to survive, and then you're looking at all that affluence. That's just, it's mind-boggling to me. There you go. Just a place in somebody's mind, basically, because I don't think that location exists apart from in my mind. So that's about it, really, Lee. You know, there's a lot more. Obviously, we've not.
Well, hello folks, how you doing? You alright? Bloody belting, super, great. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. It was something different, something with a twist. I had the idea, I went to Paul's house, I think it was about the beginning of this year, something like that, and I was going through to the back kitchen following Paul, and I could see all these colours flashing past me, and I thought, what's all these colours? And stopped and admired them, and it's all Paul's artwork, or part of it anyway. And I kind of took it on board, came back, thought to myself, that would make an interesting, you know, a little bit of a, what artists see when they're painting, you know, it gives you an idea what he's putting into the book, because everything has a bit of a clicky click. And also his, you know, some of his artwork is in the actual books as well. So I thought about it and I said, yeah, right, okay. I spoke to Paul and he said, yeah, it's not a bad idea, yeah, come on. So what I did is I thought, right, what I'll do, I'll tie it in with when we came over to Benton. So if you've not seen the Benton, when we go over to Benton this year, nip back, have a look. It's on a few months ago. Nip back onto my channel and have a quick view if you've not seen it. But yeah, so basically it was down to timing, so I arrived and I eventually met Paul at the back, but it was actually painting, believe it or not. It was painting the new live stream room, which you have seen all the Truth Proof posters in the background on the live stream. So yeah, I was doing that. So we had a bit of a chat, a bit of a chinwag, had a bit of dinner, and I didn't really want to take much of his time up. But yeah, and then suddenly out of the blue he jumped up and he said, right, come on, let's do a little bit. And I went, right, okay. So do's, and we did about 10 minutes, 15 minutes of what you've just seen. I didn't have my camera there. Like I said, Paul was busy. I was racing over to get over to the caravan to meet the rest of the WIT crew. So yeah, so like I say, it's just a quick bit of a fill-in, but I think it's something what people should see to give people an idea of what actually is going through Paul's mind in a sense, because when you actually, or you've watched the video, you can actually tell that he still remembers what he was painting, which is fantastic, really, to me. You know, but like I say, everything has a clicky-click motion. It all goes into the books and whatnot. Yeah, so basically, I just wanted to thank Paul and also the Sinclair family for his time. It was great meeting up with the rest, well, part of the Sinclair family were there as well. They arrived after I did, so that was great to see. So yeah, I just wanted to say a big thank you, Paul. It was only short, but like I say, it was down to timing. But yeah, so all I want to say is a big Merry Christmas from me over to the Truth Proof crew in Yorkshire. You always make us welcome. Let's see what 2023 brings. And yeah, I can't thank you enough. And like I said, thanks subscribers and viewers to my channel. Keep watching for 2023 when there might be some more stuff coming. Oh, enjoy it. Speak to you soon. Bye bye for now. All the very best.